Okay. You guys have one bright white base out there. Mostly what you have are just these whites. So Pro White and Dover White. This product is meant for exactly what the can says. What does it say right there? Pro. So you can sell this to your landlords, maybe even the schools. If they're yes, exactly. That's who you want to sell that to. You don't want that to be your opening price point because DIYers, you can have the same experience I had with that professional line. What I talked about earlier when I was using that professional line in my back room, it's going to be the same concept, right? It's not going to. Painters know how to stretch that; they know how to make it work for them. DIYers not going to have the same. They're going to have a better paint experience using this or that than they are with that. But that's exactly what that is. It's a price point for your pros. That's all that's there for.
That's interesting. That's the concept that we teach is what's the best. Anything that's professional, in a sense, right?
Right.
I mean, look at tennis shoes, right? You want to wear what the pros are wearing?
Professional grade strength, right?
Right. So
yeah.
You would think that the concept there would be, if I'm coming in and I just want to do it all in one, I want the best paint you got, and it says pro on it.
Yeah, you would think
Why
so.
Why wouldn't I buy that?
Yep. I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, it's complete opposite. Absolutely. 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 So, just a little bit on this. So, right here, the summer gloss has 5 on it. The flat has 1. The satin, I believe, has nope, you have eggshell 2. So, what those numbers mean on there is a lot of professional painters, they have to get certain jobs spec. So that it'll be government spec, or hospitals will want it certain sheen. So what they did was they created this. So this flat and best look might have more of a sheen than the flat and Accolade, which might have a different finish than the flat and the Color Solutions. They're all different. But when they have these numbers on there, that means they're MPI certified, Master Painters Institute, which means they sent that paint out to be tested, and it falls within a certain range for sheen. So if the hospital downtown needs an MPI 2 paint, they can use this, or there could be a Benjamin Moore product that's MPI 2, all these different, but it means that all those sheens and all those different products all fit within that same level, so it's all going to be close to the same finish. That's what that means.
Why would they certify the lower grade paint and not?
Because the pros are the ones that are using this, right?
Okay.
So they're the ones working on these jobs that are certified and spec and everything like that.
How often do you run across that where they'd have to spec that?
So we've had this product for 3 years. I've had 1 ingredient in 3 years.
Okay.
That's it. Because we talked about it. We are DIY driven stores.
Yeah.
Right? That is the emphasis on ORM is being your neighborhood convenience hardware store, right? And that's the majority of my do-it-best are convenience neighborhood hardware stores. They're not paint stores, but you got to have a product in case you have your remodeler or somebody coming in that just wants to, paint 3 rooms real fast. You got to have that product. You got to have one for everybody. But when you have somebody like you that is doing a home project and they're getting ready to have a painter come in, most of the time they're going to use a higher end paint. They're not going to use the low end stuff. The low end guys are going to be the guys that are doing, a bunch of row houses or something like that.
So, Gene, when you get out of here, you go look at your painters. If they got numbers on it, you need to talk to your painter because you probably used some garbage on you. Yeah.
They got some trash paint. So we'll talk about applicators a little bit, and then we'll go out here and we'll talk about exterior stain, and we'll actually go through some of the stuff on the. Does everybody know how to tint paint out there? No. So we'll go through that too. So like I said, I need 2 gallons of paint for home, so I'll give you guys credit for the 2 gallons, and I'll have to make sure that you tint those 2 gallons for my wife. She'll be very happy. So we'll do 2 test gallons to make sure you guys have an inventory. What's that?
That's why we're going to make Guttador mix
she'll
it.
tell you too.
We'll make Guttador mix it. That way we got an excuse.
It'll be John's fault.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Why? I have to Cleveland tomorrow to change the paint out.
Yeah. So applicators. Applicators, I would rather see somebody buy inexpensive paint with a good applicator than a good paint with an inexpensive applicator.
And it usually goes that way, that they don't want to spend money on the roller.
Absolutely right. 100% right. So, I have an example of that. And again, hope my wife never sees this video, but about a year ago, I remember exactly where I was. I got up one morning on the road in Louisville, Kentucky. My wife's like, I painted. She likes to do projects late at night, so she'll stay up and paint after the kids go to sleep and stuff. She goes, I painted all the trim in the hallway and the trim in the bathroom last night. She goes, it looks terrible. I'm like, what'd you use? She goes, I don't know, some stuff in a purple can that you had in the closet. That's good paint, honey. I was like, I shouldn't have had any issues with it. She's like, I don't know, it looks terrible. I was like, okay, I'll look at it when I get home. So I get home that week, and I look, and sure enough, there's brush strokes in there, there's bristles in there, and everything else. I said, what'd you use to paint it with? She goes, it's outside in the garbage can. I look. She used a cheap 99-cent chip brush to paint a $45 gallon paint. And she didn't know any better, and that's my fault. I should have educated her. But she didn't know any better. I had this big duffel bag full of props out in the garage. She just went out there and she didn't want to take a good one. She just grabbed the cheapest one. She was actually thinking she'd do me a favor. But in reality, what I ended up having to do, I ended up go back when she was at work and I didn't tell her. I sanded down all that trim and repainted it all. So again, that's a typical DIYer. They get home, they have a bad experience. What do they blame? The paint.
Yeah.
The paint. And you guys will hear about it, right? So that's why it's important for you guys to make sure you're selling them the right product to go with it. So, judging by inventory levels out there, this looks like something you guys saw a lot of. Okay? You know what I call this? What should you call this?
Roller cover.
What kind of roller cover?
Green.
Throwaway. You know why? Throw this crap away before you even use it. This sucks. This is not a good roller cover. Okay? Gotta have it at that price point. What's that?
How do we know that's crap? How can I explain that?
You just volunteered yourself, Jen. Good job.
I'm gonna show you. Okay, now watch. You ready? You ready? No, watch.
All the plates.
You see that?
It's going to be in your paint.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if it's in your paint, where's it gonna go?
On my wall.
So it's gonna look at your walls wearing a sweater when you're done, right? So
If you want a textured wall, you go.
it absorbs a ton of paint. A ton of paint. And not only that, see this core right here? See how that's flexible? It shouldn't be. So, we'll talk about that. Typical roller frame you sell is this one, right?
You're going to get the monkeys up on the wall.
So, yeah, right. So this is, I mean, hold that. That's not the lightest, does that feel good? I don't like the hand. Yeah, it just doesn't feel good, right? So if this is flexible, right? And this is flexible. What do you think this roller cover does? Takes the shape of this.
Yeah.
Anybody? Well, I know some of you folks, you had retread snow tires back in the day, right? Thump, 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 thump. It's the same thing with this. So,
Get that on the wall.
as you're painting a wall, so I'm going to teach you guys the trick. And I'll be honest with you, I didn't know this 7 years ago. I was the worst painter in the world. Now I am a skilled professional. Okay? But a typical fully loaded roller cover will cover how much? Yeah, of square feet. About two square. So when you go there and fill that up, it's a 9-inch roller cover. So we'll say about 1, 2, 3. That's about the area that it will cover. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3. So really, you're looking at about just a section like that. People don't realize that. So what happens is you have this cheap roller cover on there, and you load this thing up full of paint. You start going all through here until when?
It's thin.
Until it gets thin here.
Yep.
Right? So then you go back, fill this up again, and you go back to paint the wall again, and you don't start back here. You start where it got dry, right?
Yeah.
Not good. So you're going to see that, and that's why you're going to have to go back and put a
You're
second
paying
coat
for
on.
my wife, you wouldn't do it that way.
But on top of that as well, the flexibility on this it takes the shape of the wall. So you hear thump, 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 thump. So you have some high areas, some low areas. And again, customer's going to come back and they're going to say, what? That paint sucks. It didn't cover for anything, right? It's roller cover. So also when you paint a wall, so most ceilings are what, 8 feet, right? So if you talk about 2 square, that means you should have 4 sections down. So as you're painting, you're going every which direction. And who's vacuumed in here before? Everybody, right? Everybody's ran the vacuum. So my wife doesn't like me to vacuum because I don't leave those nice little marks on the floor. She has to leave those designs, right? But why does your carpet look different colors when you're vacuuming?
Pull the nap different direction.
Yeah.
Exactly. The nap's laying down the way the light's hitting it, right? So going this way it's light, come back it's dark. Same way with this, right? So with the sheen, if you're looking at a flat sheen or a semi-gloss sheen, it might be the same color, but it looks different based on the sheen. Same thing with this. So if you're painting, going up and down, up and down, up and down, okay, now you get to here, and then you start going again. When you're going up, it's one color, come back down to the other. The proper way to paint is to, get it all loaded up, and then come back and back roll straight down, one direction. Okay, so then you do the same thing here, one direction. So what a lot of folks will do, I am 6'4". I still paint every room with a pole, with the painter's pole. It's easier on me. So as I'm painting with the painter's pole, I'm painting this wall, so I'm doing this section, do this section, do this section. Then when I'm done, I take the whole thing, just go straight down, straight down, straight down. Then I go to the next one. Because if you don't do that, especially if you're using a higher sheen paint, I guarantee you that while that paint's drying, if you look down the wall, you see shiny, flat, shiny, flat. And you see that, you'll notice it a lot. And next time you're at somebody's house with a big foyer, with tall ceilings in the foyer, when you walk in, look at their foyer. I guarantee you'll see some of that because that's the hardest place to paint. You should always paint foyers flat because it hides that sheen and that. But you'll see that because it's so hard to paint them tall walls. But that's how you do that. But again, this just takes the shape of it, and it's just not a good roller cover. So when you jump into a better roller cover with a better frame, as in these, like your Bessel Publister or your Pretty White Dove. Now there's different covers for different scenarios, obviously, but you look at this now. First off, feel that one compared to that one. Night and day, right?
Yeah.
White one's softer.
This one's not bendy.
Exactly. It's just a better roller cover. Okay.
Do you have any suggestions on how to make that transition from, and I'm not generalizing a customer, but grumpy old guy that's just trying to be cheap and wants to get the cheapest roller and the cheapest cover? What's the best way to try to, do you have any advice on how to transition that? You know what I mean?
Just go through the scenarios that we went through. Just say, you're going to have a better finish on your wall. Just explain that to them. With a better roller cover, you can have a better even finish and a better coverage, okay? Because you're looking at really only a couple bucks different. When somebody spends $40 on paint, $2 on a roller cover, they're probably not going to blink at that. But you have that grumpy guy, make him happy and send him out of here. You're not gonna sell this to everybody.
You also say it's going to charge you more work to do that roller than it is that.
Absolutely right.
But you're also going to have the SA individual that says, well, why do you offer this inexpensive,
For cheap
not
people like
good?
you.
Because you know what? You tell them, you go down to Chevy dealership. They have a wide variety of cars, right? They're not going to have just high-end cars. We have a bunch of different customers. We just want to make sure that we hit everybody's needs. That's it, right? It's just a big difference between the roller covers. I mean, just the feel of it.
Is brand name something we can throw down like Purdy? Is it better brand name than whatever the green one was?
So the best thing that
because people live on brand names, right?